Horrible.
What's horrible?
Pat.
Is that you, Pat Tate? Are you a man? Right, we've got a man here. Yeah. Yes, it's John. John Ball. At the moment, this is Tina's pendulum. Alright, now I believe we have got John Ball.
What's that?
Okay. So. Okay. So. Hi folks, what you're watching now is my much anticipated return to St Mary the Virgin Church in Great Baddow. Now just a brief recap of the reason why I'm back here, because when we came here the first time, this was actually a site, this was a second site, because we went to Chelmsford Cathedral first, and whilst we got a couple of little bits there, it was hard to try and do anything.
Dislike.
It was hard to try and do anything of note, basically because Chelmsford Cathedral's right in the middle of Chelmsford, so obviously you've got people milling about and all that sort of thing. So I had this site as a second one. There was a brief note about this, about some, apparently you can see the ghosts of soldiers looking up to the church from the grounds, and this place is quite significant in our history, in that the Great Peasant Revolt of 1381, this was one of the places that was involved with it. And the reason why I've come back here is because the first time we was here, and I'll drop the link now, is we believe we had John Ball come through, who, as it turned out through our communications that night, is an ancestor of mine. So it was kind of, how can I put it, I was kind of knocked for six a little bit, because I really wasn't expecting that. It was just a coincidence. I was literally walking around the ground getting the history as I was having a look about, and it just come up about the Great Peasant Revolt and John Ball, and how he was linked with this place. So yeah, it did throw me a bit, and you know, obviously my name being Ball as well, it's a name that's synonymous with the Anglia area. Going back to my when I've done my Viking ancestry, or my Norse ancestry, I traced it back to the Danish Vikings, which all come in via the Anglia area, which Essex, Norfolk, Suffolk, Cambridgeshire. So obviously this is all part of that. And as it seemed to have transpired that night, that when John came through, and I did ask if he was linked to me, and he said yes. So it's always been a thing for me to come back and see if we can get anything more come through. Yeah, so we've got Rudy again with us tonight, if you remember from a couple of the last episodes we've done, and we've also going to introduce the lovely Stella.
Hello.
There she is. So yeah, that's the crew tonight. So it's very different to last time, because Tracy and Ricky obviously still come out, and Tina and Jay were here that night. So yeah, it's a bit of a different crew. Both Stella and Rudy do have the gift, so it'll be interesting to see what different things come through tonight. Now, we've already had other things that Rudy and Stella have picked up on. I think some of it was linked with what happened here, or the history of this place, and some things that have been more recent. So whilst obviously I was concentrating on what was linked with me, we could well get other things come through tonight. So we'll just have to work with it and see what happens. So I'm going to set a couple of my little devices down, see if we get anything set off, and see if we can get any communication. So don't go away, and I will be right back.
Tombstone.
You've never said that before.
Tombstone.
Have you?
Yeah.
What is that thing that's making sounds then?
That is Ghost
I
Tune.
like you.
Oh, bless you. Thank you.
Is that like you?
Yeah.
Oh.
That has never come out before, neither has Tombstone.
Yeah, I got the shivers and then Tombstone.
Yeah,
I've got it.
I've got the funny feeling that you know who's back again.
I've really, as you was talking, I've got real big shivers.
Yeah. What I'm going to do, I've also got a little box. I mean, I'll be well stoked if it
It
is.
was interesting because I said Vikings as well, though,
Yeah.
didn't I?
Well,
I
yeah.
know that could be just me thinking about you, but I know Adam's linked to the Vikings.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
But John
Yeah.
would have come
He's
from the
got-
same. John
Yeah.
would have come from the same lineage as myself.
Yeah, because I picked that
we've
up
got that
over
link.
there, didn't I?
Yeah.
Oh, it's definitely. Sorry, I can't get away from this. Definitely a cultish thing here. Somewhere along the past there was a cult of some kind, and they quickly, I suppose they got
Tombstone.
rid of it
Oh no.
because it
Yeah.
got out of hand. Yeah, that's what I get.
Yeah. To give you a little bit more on John.
I like you.
God bless you. Thank you.
I think we're lovely, mate.
That has never said that before.
No, that's interesting.
I like
isn't it?
you.
I know.
Have you had Tombstone before?
No.
And we're right
They,
next to
these are new phrases, which are in the dictionary.
I like you.
And that phone, I've got a feeling it's John. I really
I
do.
like you.
That phone never. It's got no SIM card. It's always on airplane.
Right.
So there's no external influences on that phone at all. So for it to spit out new things like that, what we're going to do, Rudy first, and step forward and tell me what you've picked up here first,
Okay.
and then Stella will give us what she's felt.
Yes, hello. As me, Stella, Adam arrived here, I mean, we noticed there was an energy nexus, which is sometimes these churches have ley lines, and they're built on ley lines for the specific reason to generate more power. And we did get a few characters. We went through a couple of layers, like in the 1800s, there was kind of an infirmary and a kind of nurse, kind of matronish, matron scenario where sick people were in this particular church. And Stella also picked up quite a few things, and I will hand you over to Stella.
It's there.
You said it much more eloquently than I did. So I mirror a lot of what Rudy said. As soon as we come in through the gate, I could feel the pull of the energy, and it took us straight to that doorway there on the, I don't know what side of the building that is, but the other things I've seen as well and felt is a fire. I feel there was a fire here, or definitely around, very close by here. I think some of these buildings that are to the left. Also, I got the date of 1854. As well, I did see these women in uniform. It felt very religious, but also it could have been more like maybe a matron or a nurse kind of outfit. Also, I got the name of Will, and I also felt pains in my chest with Will, and also picked up, this is going back a while, like some kind of commune was the word that I got, community, but this felt kind of, I don't know how to put it, a bit cult-like, but not.
Companion.
Yeah. What did she say?
Companion.
Companion, okay. Yeah, I think that was about it, wasn't it?
Yeah. That's strange enough. I think that the commune thing wouldn't be too far from the slight cultist thing, because I'm going to give you a little rundown on John, and I know he's here. I can literally feel him. I think that's him coming through on the ghost tube.
Yeah, every time you say that, I'm going goosebumps. So
I was going to say about the cultist thing, but
You're not too far from it. John wasn't. He was a priest, but he was like a maverick.
Right.
if that makes sense. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to give you the Wikipedia post on John. Now John, circa 1338, he was born. He died on the 15th of July 1381, and he was an English priest who took a prominent part in the Peasants' Revolt of 1381. Although he is often associated with John Wycliffe and
Don't come in.
don't come in. John, I hope this is all right about you, and the Lollard movement. The Lollard movement.
Oh,
That's
okay.
probably what you're picking up on.
Right.
But I'll go into that quickly. But Ball was actively preaching articles contrary to the faith of the church at least a decade before Wycliffe started attracting attention.
I said I was felt articles or something as well, didn't
Yeah,
I?
as I say, you could. I mean,
Not sure what.
I've literally googled John Ball there, and
Died.
yeah, we know, mate. We know. You fought for what you believed in.
Companion.
Yes. Now, the Lollardy, also known as Lollardism, I hope I pronounced it right,
Companion.
of the Lollard movement was a proto-Protestant Christian religious movement that existed from the mid-14th century until the 16th English Reformation. It was initially led by John Wycliffe, a Catholic theologian who was dismissed from the University of Oxford in 1381 for criticism of the church. The Lollards' demands were primarily for reform of Western Christianity. They formulated their beliefs in the 12 conclusions of the Lollards. So it was a bit of a breakaway movement from.
Yeah.
That's what-
Companion.
Yeah. Cult. It's kind of different kind of cultish group.
Yeah,
So
and
what-
I
so what
also
normally-
said something along the lines of like picked up like the Rosicrucian as well, you know, like
Yes.
that kind of
Yes,
religious
yes.
sect as well.
That'll make yes.
Hide now.
You'd picked up on as
Why,
well.
Like the
why do we need
movie
to
scene.
hide? Just going to give you a little bit more on John. This again is from Wikipedia. Historian John Crossley has shown that Ball was largely portrayed negatively for 4 centuries after his death in theological works, plays, poems and popular histories. After the 1790s, Ball became a hero for radicals, revolutionaries, socialists and communists, unfortunately, as well as becoming a more respected figure in English history and a recurring figure in novels. Ball is also mentioned in John Gower's Vox Clementis, line 793. Morley translates this as, Ball was a preacher, the prophet and teacher inspired by a spirit of hell. You've got to remember this was, you know, how they thought at the time. And every fool advanced in his school to be taught as the devil thought well. Now, Ball appears as a character in the anonymous play The Life and Death of Jack Straw, who was one of the other main protagonists of the Great Peasant Revolt, published in London in 1593, which deals with the events of the Peasant Revolt. And there's quite a bit more that goes into that. I'll give you a couple of bits from what John says. There's actually a tower chapel at the parish church of Thaxted, which isn't a million miles away from here, and it's dedicated to John Ball under the Anglo-Catholic socialist vicar Conrad Knoll, who lived from 1910 to 1942.
Oh, I also picked up some kind of link to Priory Park as well, didn't I?
Yeah,
Not sure what that was.
there is a link. I've seen it. I can't remember off the top of my head right now, but I have seen that.
Hide now.
John Ball's line, when Adam delved and Eve span, who was then the gentleman, serves as the epigraph to Zadie Smith's 2012
Companion.
novel NW, which follows characters who grew up on a council estate in northwest London.
Companion.
Act 1, Scene 1 of Hamlet Shakespeare has the gravedigger, first clown, discuss the line, when Adam delved and Eve span, who was then the gentleman, with a bit of reverse sense, in Adam's time there was none but gentlemen. And yeah, as I say, it goes on. But yeah, that's just
Proof.
give. Was that? Does that say roof or proof? If that said proof, I want to.
I think it said.
It said roof.
Oh, roof.
Roof. Well, that's proof isn't in there. I was trying to say that. So yeah, that kind of gives you a bit of background into John. You can look him up. There's so much more on the internet you can find on him. But as I say, when we come here the last time, it appeared that John had a connection with me. So that's why I'm sort of back to see if we can get anything more come through tonight. Now, when we was here last time, Tina, and you see it in my intro actually, Tina was literally sitting about 2 yards from where I'm recording this right now, and she had a pendulum, and the thing was literally spinning like a helicopter in relation to John. So yeah, as I say, it's been itching to come
Hide
back.
now.
Okay, so why have we got to hide? What was the issue? Because I don't hide from anyone. I don't think John did either. Right, so what I'm going to ask, if John, if anyone else is here tonight, now I'm going to let you know, obviously technology's not a thing, because...
Hide now.
Can I ask you a favour?
Yeah.
Can I move that one? I'm going to sit there. I've got to sit down.
Yeah, go for it, yeah. There's a little box on the floor that will give you energy.
What one's that?
The
Stop.
What does that pick up movement, that ball?
yeah, basically what happens is if you just, you've only got to touch them and they go off.
Are they there to show any movement, are they?
Yeah. So it's a way of, that's just my EM pump. I've got my REM pod actually. Hang on.
So what does that one do there then?
That just chucks out energy.
Right, okay. What, to pick energy up or?
Just give spirits energy.
Hide now.
Okay.
What was that?
Laser.
Oh, I was going to say, what the fuck? The thing just went like that. It was you.
I feel like the hide now is something that they experienced. Maybe he had to go into hiding.
John did.
Yeah. That's what I'm picking up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've gone with a goosebumpy now, I've said that as well. That's a yes.
Right.
Yeah, I feel like he had to hide.
Okay.
Sure.
It's nice. We've got a nice still evening tonight.
What's the
Hide
other
now.
little device?
All right, John. That device there. Right. If I just go through quickly again. The little black box that's on the floor with the red light. That's an EM pump.
Yeah.
It just throws out energy, like electromagnetic energy. The two balls, the little cat balls, these are great. They're like a tenner for a pack of 2 or 3. You just touch them and they go off. And this device here, if anything breaks the field that's been chucked out from the aerial, like that,
Oh, okay.
it'll light and sound. Now, any spirits that are here tonight, particularly you, John, if you're with us, none of that will hurt you, mate. It's just it's a way of, it's a way that you can communicate with us. So you can touch the balls, you can go near the little black box there. They'll just make sound or light. That's all they'll do. That's literally all they're there for, just to help you communicate. I'm sorry? Yeah, there's an actual person there. I hope it's an actual person. Yeah, it is. Up to something nefarious, probably.
Going down the
Hide
path.
Okay. Would it be beneficial if we changed the light? If turn the light off is going to help you hide. We've just done that.
Just got a name, don't know if that's any good, but the name Reed.
Really?
Reed, R-E-E-D.
Okay.
I don't know if it's a surname.
Oh, it's your camera.
Sorry. Hey?
So I could hear noise and it's your camera. We've just moved it.
Yeah, I hope you walk off of it. There's more people.
No, you went that way. Okay, so
Oh yeah, William Reed.
William Reed.
I said wheel, didn't I?
Yeah,
That might
it's
be a
got
name.
to be that. It's got to be
Oh,
that guy, isn't it? It's got to
Might
be
be
that
worth looking
pastor.
up then.
Pastor William Reed. Is there anything? Is there any?
Why does that? That does ring a bell. I'm not sure it's with it.
Is that can that be looked up? Yeah, it can be.
It can be. Yeah, you can look that up.
It's doing my head. It's playing over and over in my head. So
Yeah.
something there. Get up there.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. I feel that I feel like that John did have to go into hiding.
Yeah, he would have had to keep his head down,
Yeah.
along with Jack and Jack Shaw and Wat Tyler. Wat Tyler was the other.
Oh,
There was quite a few, but they're the main three names that come
Food.
up. So doomed. Yeah, I know. That was the main problem. Oh, food.
Food.
I thought it said doomed.
Hear my belly rumble.
Did your belly rumble?
Oh, yeah.
No.
Oh.
Are you hungry?
No.
Food.
Food.
Food. Dinner.
Right. So yeah, we'll ask you again. Anyone that's here, we've given you cover of we've taken the lights away, so given the opportunity to hide. But feel free, please come and talk to us. Come and touch any of the devices that's there. As I say, just what you got to do, just touch the ball like that, or like that. Over lights up, and then there's a device here. If you go near it, it will just make a noise, but it will not do anything else. It's not designed to hurt you or cause you any harm.
I am calling Pastor Will Reed. If that is your name, can you make yourself known, please, by coming close to us? I know you're inquisitive and you're wondering what we're doing here. Please could you come forward, Mr. Reed?
Yeah.
He doesn't seem to be coming, he seems to walk around the perimeter, but for some reason he's not going to come any closer.
William Reed?
This pastor,
Oh, the pastor.
whoever his name is, William Reed, I don't know. That's the name I've got.
Okay.
And you sort of got Will, didn't
I've
you?
got Will, yeah, and Patterson, but you said that's someone you work with. So
Yeah,
it
there
could
is
be-
someone I work with, but I mean,
could be them.
But you said
Yeah.
this Reed name rang a bell with you, didn't it?
I've seen the name William Reed somewhere.
What, here?
I can't remember if it was here. Might have been at another place, but I've just seen that name somewhere.
It does seem very
Yes.
familiar.
Anyway. There's also a female presence I've picked up.
Oh, really?
Yes. Did you pick that up? When I first come to the door with you, when you were there, and was looking at that I said there was a portal thing. There's a woman standing there as well.
Okay.
But I don't know who she obviously. I've
Yeah,
got
I
a female presence, but I don't know. I couldn't make out who it was.
I felt the energy of that, like that matron kind of nursey kind of woman, but maybe.
It might be the
Yeah, it
same
might
one.
have been her, but
Yeah.
I guess it's, I don't know, because don't forget that we're going through different layers, and I'm thinking
Yeah.
it's just the same layer, but I don't think it was. But then again, who knows?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard to know sometimes, isn't it?
Yeah, you can only go by the.
Oh, I'm going really goosebumpy.
Okay.
It's not me, is it?
No, maybe you've got someone with you.
Yeah, I could.
Yeah, going goosebumpy.
But then again, you could have someone with you,
Yeah,
which seems to be the case.
Or me.
yeah.
Or you.
Yeah, I do have
Or
quite a
all of
bit
us.
around me. Just sort of point it out right there.
I expect
But
you
I
track.
feel like someone's come closer, like they're wanting to. I said, didn't I, when we first stood here,
Yeah.
I felt someone come by. Maybe it's that
Shovel.
person that you're.
You attract a lot of
Shovel.
animals, don't you?
Oh,
You do,
you're
don't
talking
you?
about my ex-partners.
Yeah, your ex-partner. He's an animal.
Oh, sorry.
Shovel.
Shovel?
Oh.
Why are you saying that for? We're going to go digging around here. I've got a feeling
I got a feeling.
I got a feeling we'd unearth a few things that we probably wouldn't expect, but
Well, I sometimes you can go to these places and not get anything.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting a headache as well. But I do feel like
What?
someone wants to say hello. But
John, it's okay, mate.
they're a bit shy.
Yeah, John, can you come?
Yeah, don't be afraid, mate. Come and say hello.
I feel as as well, what I'm picking up from him, I do feel like this is him.
Okay.
What? Who? John?
From that John. And what I've just heard as well is like, how do I word this? Like, I feel like this is one of the reasons that he's come into your reality, Adam, is to solve some riddles.
That makes sense, yeah. Because I was
This is what I'm picking up.
yeah, because I was saying to you, Rudy, wasn't I?
Yes. Yes.
It explained why I'm so belligerent, because I think John was.
Right.
You know, and I don't know any other member of my family that's like me.
What does that word mean, belligerent?
That same conversation as well.
I don't know what that
You're
word
nicking
means.
my conversation.
Oh,
you said
sorry.
you said the same things
I've
I
obviously
said.
just picked up on that.
Yeah.
Like
It's
the wild one.
a bit like that, a bit wild one, a bit stubborn.
Bit awkward.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stands their ground, you know.
I'm not
Stand-
moving kind of thing.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
just stand up for what you believe in, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Which is why we're here, isn't it?
I feel like this is what I was picking up. Like,
Yeah, John done exactly the same thing.
a riddle, and he wants you to help to put the pieces to the riddle, and I think that's your riddle, but also his riddle.
Yeah.
Because there's things that are.
That's what I feel like the connection is.
There's been things that have been portrayed about him were not true.
Yeah. I think that's why that spat out what he did when I was reading the blurb about him.
Yeah. Yeah, the things.
It's just got off as I said that.
Yeah, things weren't
Yeah,
true.
now it's going. Look,
Yeah,
we're right, aren't we, John?
because I'm getting really like the goosebumps. So I'll just carry on what he's saying to me. Oh, and I'm feeling it in my stomach. Yeah, he's here very strong. Feeling it in my stomach and in my chest, as I got earlier.
Right.
Yeah, he's angry actually.
I know
there's
he is.
things that were said that weren't true.
Yeah.
And actually, you know, the place he was coming from was love and light, not darkness. You know, and that was portrayed that he's some crazy dude, and actually he wasn't.
Yeah.
That's why as well he was showing me earlier these, you know, like they try and maybe some of these cult leaders that they say are this, that and the other are actually not, you know, they just don't want people creating their own
Yeah.
thing.
Well,
Do you know what I mean?
John went against the church,
Yeah,
which is
so
why.
maybe in America, some of these people, what he's showing me is some of the, yeah, of course you've got the crazy ones, but then there's some that are not actually.
Yeah.
They're just trying to break away from that, you know, from the church, the Christian religion.
Yeah.
And because it's so prevalent out there, you know, they're not allowed to break away from that. So then they will.
I'm gonna leave that down.
Then they will knock people down for it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because they're doing things outside of what other, you know, what they want.
Yeah. I mean, that's what, you know, that's what I thought John was doing, because obviously the church was such a dyed in the wall thing, you know.
Yeah.
It was, they saw things thus and that was it. Anything
I feel
outside
like he had
it.
his own place of worship as well. That wasn't
Knock.
here.
Was that?
What was that?
Hang on, John.
Knock.
Knock.
Oh.
Where do you want me to knock, mate?
Knock.
I don't know where to knock. I'm gonna knock down here. I don't know if you can return that.
Yeah.
Knock.
And maybe, you know, I said they had their own place. Maybe you
Knock.
had to knock on the door to get in. Maybe they had a special secret code.
That's a good point, actually.
Knock.
John, if
What
you
do
can,
you want?
we're trying to solve the puzzles here, mate. Yeah. As I said, no, that is now another weird parallel
Knock.
connection, because John's got. I'm not in the same light, nowhere near the same light, but obviously you know, and so does Rudy, because the reason why we're all here is because of what's gone on, particularly in the last 2 years. We've gone against the grain.
Yes.
And what have we been? We've been vilified and put, you know,
Yeah.
and
So we get
called
it
all
more than
sorts
ever, don't
and
we?
and ostricised. So we're John. We did this. I think this is part of the riddle because we're here for the same reason that you are. We've gone against a lot of the things what's going on, and you did exactly the same thing. So
Yeah,
oh.
that's a big yes.
Mm.
Okay. Big yes.
Yeah, that's yeah. I mean, genuine. God
it's-
bless you, John.
He's talking about this where they would meet, you know, where they would meet. So this is, I feel this is like at the beginning, you
Yeah.
know. There was somewhere that they would meet. It feels like you know, like you get like a scout hall.
Yep.
It feels like somewhere like that. I don't
Yeah.
think it's someone's home. It feels like a scout hall or something like that. It could even be like a hall that's linked to a church.
Right. Yeah.
But it's not in the actual. To begin with, it wasn't actually in the church.
Mm.
Um,
Was this within Essex? Was it within
Yeah.
this area?
yeah.
Because I think you went to Kent a bit as well.
Yeah, no, this is within this. It began here.
Yeah, that's true.
It began here,
Yeah.
is what I'm getting.
Yeah.
And also picking up his wife as well. So I do feel as well like his wife didn't get it. His wife didn't understand. And he had to do a lot of this on his own.
Yeah, I'm feeling.
Yeah, his wife
Yeah.
didn't get it. His wife didn't understand.
Yeah.
Seen 2 boys as well, 2 sons,
Okay.
2 boys.
Maybe have any names?
Yeah, one of them.
Because say names are not my strong point.
No,
One
that's
of them
right.
is called. He named them after
If we've got an initial or anything like that.
Isaac.
T, I'm getting
I'll get
T.
Isaac.
Why is it?
One of them.
Okay.
And I've also got a connection with a fishing village. Whether he visited a fishing village or he knows people in a fishing village.
Would he have? Hang on. Would he have gone to?
Tollesbury.
Huh?
I don't know. I just.
John, would he have gone to Prittlewell?
Oh,
Because
I picked up Priory, didn't
yeah,
I?
what you saying
He
earlier
could
on?
have visited.
Because it was
different
it
churches.
was a fishing.
Yeah, it's a
South
fish-
End was.
Definitely a fishing. I'll get that very strongly. A fishing village. I could see him walking down the these cobbled streets, and he's walking around. You know,
Well,
like
that'd be Old Lee.
Knock.
somewhere like that. Yeah, somewhere.
Knock.
Are we on the right path here, John? Because obviously South End's
Maybe
motto
knock
is
means-
per
Maybe knock is meaning yes, yeah, maybe.
per excelsior, I think. I'm sorry, my Latin's absolutely shocking, but
Isaac.
the South End's motto is monk and fisherman.
Right.
Oh, is it? Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, because
Right.
obviously you got the priory and we've
Yeah,
got
yeah.
the fishing.
So you could be going way back then, and obviously this is where these names come from.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
And you could have had a lot in that time period, yeah.
Mm.
And I don't even know if it's the same person that we're talking about, but yeah.
Knock.
He's the same person.
The fishing village is very strong. One of the sons' name is Isaac. The other one had something wrong with him. The other son, if it's
Okay.
2 sons, I don't know. Was it 2 sons?
I felt like there's 2 sons, yeah.
One
Unless
of
he
them-
was one of 2. Sometimes I get it like that as well with
Yeah.
his 2 sons. He was either one of 2 or he had 2.
One of them didn't.
You're not one of 2 sons, are you?
I'm an only child. My mum did miscarry though,
Right, okay.
so that could have
Okay.
I could have had a
yeah,
brother.
yeah.
Anyway, but yeah.
I was going to say, John, if you need some energy, there's a little black box on the ground with a red light.
God bless you.
Take it. Yeah, please take all the energy you need. For me, if you need it.
Sending love to you, John,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
your family, and your
Thank you
wife.
for standing
Thank
your
you.
ground.
Thank you for standing your ground and doing it for the love.
Mm.
And it is a similar journey that we've been going through personally,
Yeah.
us guys and lots of people like us at the moment.
When we're going through that at this very time now,
We are having our own
we're
peasant
having
revolt,
our
John.
struggle now.
Yeah, we are having our own
what's
peasant
going on.
revolt.
We marry up with you there, John.
Your camera's still going on.
It is. I'm just taking. I'll do this. I'm
So
outside
I'm
tonight.
hearing noises. I think the camera's still.
No, it's my camera's snapping away at the heavens. So. And,
Yeah, feel free if there's anything else you can tell us, John. I think we're on the right path, and we're trying to. I think we've got some answers.
some really good.
I feel
Good
as well
information.
like you know about the peculiar people. You heard about the peculiar people.
Of sorts, yeah,
That's something we'll have to do, have to
Peculiar
investigate as well.
yeah,
But so I know a little bit about them, and if that come into my reality through something that happened. But they had their own form of kind of hands-on healing, and I feel
That's
as
what I
well
do.
this is something that
it's something I've started doing
that
as well.
John, okay, is that John they would have done as well, their own form of kind of hands-on healing. And this is one of the things that they've done. This is one of the things that
think,
they've
yeah.
done when they gathered in this hall, or
Yeah.
wherever they gathered, under the guise of it being some kind of meeting.
Yeah,
But they would do this hands-on healing for each other as well.
Yeah, they didn't make. They've done it more. I get the impression or the feeling they've done it in secret because
Yeah, they
at
did.
church
that
wouldn't
time,
have liked-
at that time the church would have gone against
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
The people would have sort of thought witchcraft or something like
yeah.
that.
You'd have had lots
So
of Matthew
They've
Hopkins
had
on
lots
this.
of crap.
Well, I said about
Yeah.
I felt witchy energy
Yeah.
over there as well, didn't
Yeah,
I?
yeah.
I do feel like it's had to be underground, but they would. It was mainly men. It was mainly men that would gather, but there actually was a couple of women as well.
I see dressed in
Um,
Puritan kind of dresses, Puritan dress. But
Um,
then again, that's going back a long
well,
way.
the Puritans was Cromwell.
I'm going. So I don't know. Getting there, but hey, like I said, it's drenched in time layers.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
You're
This is a
going
spot.
to pick different bits up, and you've got to decipher
Yeah,
which part is which, isn't it?
yeah, yeah. It's
Bloody hard. Yeah.
Bakers as well, like I don't know if that's in your family line, like bakers, actual bakers.
actual bacon.
Baking bread.
I don't know.
I certainly know.
Baking
But then
bloody
I
noodle,
think
I know
that's
that.
where the actual name come from, the bakers, because people used to give them the name
Yeah,
of their craft, didn't they?
yeah, yeah.
Like Smith was
Smith.
blacksmiths, yeah. So I think
Mm.
that's. But a baker, I'm getting all that surname, or I do feel it's actual bakers as well
Yeah.
in your heritage, like in your family.
I mean, we were labourers, as much as I know. I know.
Maybe it's something to do with the bakers where they met. But there's a link. There's a link there. So I don't know where the bakers is around here, but there's something
Yeah.
we can. I've got that really. I don't always get names.
I get names, but I see the people and I get the names. Sometimes I know what they want and what they're talking about, but it's just getting the connections right and the time periods right, and all the other data.
Empty. Actually, sound about bakers. What was one of the first words this kicked out? Food. Hungry.
Oh yes, you did.
Hmm.
But that just picks random words, doesn't it?
Yeah, they. But those are words it doesn't chuck out much. As I say, especially was it I like you, innit? And
Yeah.
Empty.
Is it?
and what do you mean by empty? Again, if you feel empty, take some energy. You've got that little device down there for you, especially for you.
What was his? You say this chap, his wife. Can you do you know? Can you pick up the name at all?
What, John Ball's wife?
Yes. Is it something like
I don't know if
not
there's a
Emily,
recorded about it.
Amelia,
No.
or something really?
I'm not sure on
Wait a
the
minute.
name.
It seems like Emily, but I think it's more like Amelia or something like that. Really.
I just
Oh.
felt like she didn't get it.
Oh God, he's shouting at her. He's like, they're having
Trying
a
to
bit.
tell her.
They're having a bit of Barney, but a bit. That's probably why she couldn't. Because he was quite.
He's trying to tell her what he's about,
Yeah, he
and
was
she's
quite
not getting it.
forceful, and she was going, well, what are you talking
She
about?
don't understand it, no.
Because-
It's a bit like what's
he's
happening
getting-
now for a lot of people, isn't
He's
it?
shouting because he's frustrated
And yeah,
that she's not
Amelia!
understanding.
Yeah.
Yeah, which
Sure.
is what we've had, isn't it? We're trying to get the
Yes.
message across, and people just like,
I can see the
And
Look
how
at-
many
look at you like-
relationships have broke down because of this as well during these times,
well, I
Yeah,
mean,
like
we
now.
know
We
there's
know
one or two
that we're
people.
going through it,
There's a couple of people in our group
Yeah,
that have
Yeah.
have done that.
Yeah.
That's happened to.
Knock. Knock.
I think we're back on the right path again.
Knock.
come in.
Who's there?
And
If it does say John, I'm going to.
Oh, I thought I said John.
Knock.
I'm just going to go back quickly and see if there's anything recorded as a spouse for John. I don't recall seeing it, but he trained in York as well.
York.
Yeah, and guess where I've been for a couple of times. I was imprisoned in Maidstone. Delivered radical sermons in many places,
Yeah.
including
I can guess that.
including Ashen, Billericay, Bocking, Braintree, Cressing
Dutch.
Temple.
I know where that is. It's Cressy.
I don't give you permission to touch my hand at any point. Cressing Temple, Dedham, Coggeshall, Fobbing, Goldhanger, Great Baddow, which is where we are now, Little Henry, Stisted.
I picked up Tollsbury as well, didn't I?
You did.
That's right,
Yes.
Which is up near isn't that up near Goldhanger,
That is, yeah.
Tollsbury?
Yeah, I know.
That's
Icing
like
of the
a-
Junction.
That's on the...
Sad, isn't it?
There's a marina there, isn't there?
Yeah.
Have you been there?
Yeah.
And
Funny
Walden.
story about that place. Goodness me.
His utterances brought him into conflict with Simon of Sudbury, the Archbishop of Canterbury, and he was thrown into prison on several occasions. He also appears to have been excommunicated, owing to which, in 1366, it was forbidden for anyone to hear him preach. These measures, however, did not moderate his opinions nor diminish his popularity, and he took to speaking to parishioners in churchyards after official services.
He was a radical then.
Mm. Yeah, we know what you've done. We know what you did, John. Fair play to you.
Yeah, good luck.
Absolutely fair play. Shortly after the peasants' revolt began, Ball was released by the Kentish rebels from his prison.
Yeah.
He preached to them at Blackheath, the peasants' rendezvous to the south of Greenwich, in an open-air sermon. That included the following, is the Adam Delved and Eve Spans bit. But the actual thing says, Adam Delved and Eve Span, who was then the gentleman from the beginning, all men by nature were created alike, and their bondage or servitude came in by the unjust oppression of naughty men.
Bill's going off.
Read Paul Wallace Escape from Eden. It was a free plug for you there, Paul. The stuff that he's done actually kind of links into this a little bit, because we were created.
Lower.
Oh, I'm on the right path here, aren't I? We were created into bondage because we were created to make. What's understanding there? We were created to mine the earth, get the minerals out and the metals and things for the gods. And he says, for if God would have had any bondman from the beginning, he would have appointed who should be bond and who free. And therefore I exhort you to consider that now the time is come, appointed to us by God, in which ye may, if ye will, cast off the yoke of bondage and recover liberty. When the rebels had dispersed, Ball was taken prisoner at Coventry, given a trial in which, unlike most, he was permitted to speak. He was hanged, drawn and quartered at St Albans in the presence of King Richard II on the 15th of July 1381. His head was displayed stuck on a pike on London Bridge, and the quarters of his body were displayed at 4 different towns.
Desk.
That's
Was
what
that?
they used to do.
As you're saying that, it's coming through really strong.
Desk. Okay.
You get any more?
Stuck on a pike at London Bridge. Ball, who was called by Fawcett as the Mad Priest of Kent, seems to have possessed the gift of rhyme. He voiced the feelings of a section of the discontented lower orders of society at that time, who chafed at villanage and the Lord's rights of unpaid labour, or corvée. Ball, and perhaps many of the rebels who followed him, found some resonance between their ideas and goals and those of Piers Plowman, a key figure in a contemporary poem, beautifully
I said about a riddle earlier.
beautifully by one William Langland. Ball but Piers and other characters from Langland's poem into his cryptically allegorical writings, which may be prophecies, motivating messages, and or coded instructions to his cohorts. This may have enhanced Langland's real or perceived radical and Lollard affinities as well as Ball's.
He said he wanted you to undo some of the riddles.
Where can we find them? There's obviously stuff that he's written. Where are they? I would love to go over them.
Yeah, there's things that you can unpick from that.
Yeah, I'm unpicking from that already. I'm picking the... Yeah.
I feel like they are actually, because you know I said some articles.
Yeah,
I feel like they are actually somewhere. Do you know what I mean? There is some of his writings somewhere.
yeah.
Might be worth, looking in libraries or places, museums.
Knock.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah, there you go.
yeah, we're on the right path.
That you will be able to. You'll be able to pick those riddles.
I'm going to do that next.
Because he probably wrote things as though it was poetry, but it's hidden messages.
Knock.
Yeah,
There you go.
yeah, yeah, we're getting that, John. I think that'll be something to start on in the new year. So watch this space on that. I don't know if there's anyone else who wants to come through tonight. But John, by all means, stick with us, mate. Anything you want to tell us, give us, anything at all, we're here for you.
Knock. Knock. Knock.
You take any pictures.
I feel like he's wanting to give you a sign.
Okay.
That's the feeling that I'm getting, that he wants to give you a sign. But it might not be with this stuff. It might be something that's like a sound or around us or something that's going to happen.
Possibly even music.
Knock.
Yeah, there we go. Well, music's my thing, isn't it? It was mad. It was mad over. That was going off when you were tuning into stuff.
Yeah, that's interesting for me because I've never, worked with any equipment. I feel it. I've never worked with any equipment, so that was good. And when I was really feeling it strong as well, wasn't it?
Yeah. I've had.
Knock.
I do feel like he does want to connect
Knock.
with you.
We'll try a bit more. Yeah, I do have another pendulum, but I do use this.
Pat. So Pat's my
Knock.
children's dad.
Knock.
I don't
Knock.
see her.
Knock.
Yeah. Yeah.
Your children's dad's mum. Does she know you all?
Can I have my yes, please?
Your mum died before you?
Yeah. No. She don't know. Did she?
Okay. Can I have my no?
She might. I don't think they might.
Thank you.
Yeah. She's a bit batty, Pat.
Knock.
Okay. John, if you've got any other messages, could you let me know, please?
Did you pick up anything specific about that?
Just saying no at the moment.
Yeah. But through the children, obviously.
Okay, John. Thank you. Would you like me to come back again?
Oh, he loves you.
Knock.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we've got a yes. He's got no other messages, but just saying to come back again. Okay, John. Thank you. Thank you, John. God bless you. Love and light to you.
Yes, John.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, John.
Appearing with us.
For all that he done.
Mm.
That's a very strong man, isn't it, to
Yeah.
go through all of that.
Yeah, he was
And we're going through all of that now.
Mm.
What do you think of that? I mean, what's happening now? It's crazy. It's really crazy.
Yes.
Satanic ritual abuse, children, adrenochrome. Oh, shit.
Adrenochrome, yeah. Yeah, mate, I mean,
Look.
it'll take
Did you say woof?
look, I think. Did you say look? Yeah, it did say look.
Look.
Um,
What we got to look at? What are we looking at? I did feel like he wanted to give some kind of, maybe that was
Knock.
through the pendulum.
yeah,
He
yeah,
wanted to give some message, but
yeah.
through a
So it's
different-
basically saying come back again.
Well,
Well,
maybe you ought to
it's
do
not.
that when you get in. And do
Mm.
your pendulum
Knock.
and talk to him.
I've just lost my train of thought then.
yeah, sorry.
Adrenochrome.
Adrenochrome. I think it'd take something as monumental as what happened in the late 14th century with the peasant revolt, because to give you a brief insight, I think I might have done in my previous video, but to give you a brief insight, the Britain or England had just got over the Black Death, and we lost about 50% of our men, which is obviously all the manpower, for labour and farming and all that. And the monarchy of the time, Richard II,
Empty.
we wanted to tax the peasants to fund the military, and there was other things involved. So I'm just sort of really condensing this down. Basically the monarchy wanted to give punitive taxes to the peasants, ordinary men and women, people like us here, and it took that uprising to change things. Now, back then there was enough people who said no, and we need that now, and that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get people to look and see what's going on and recognise that things ain't right. That's that's literally all I can say now. It will take more people to say no. We will not put up with this. Everything that's going on right now, I'm going to go off on a tangent slightly. Everything that's going on now, I mean, the last 2 years we've had Antifa, BLM, Extinction Rebellion, Animal Rebellion, freaking Just Stop Oil at the moment are creating absolute mayhem. Who's pulling their strings? We need to be looking at who's creating these divisions, not at the people who are sapped into making the divisions. That's where we need to be looking at. What was that? I'll just say something. Just see something flash there and it's gone. I don't know if you caught that.
I thought I did something go over there.
Yeah. So, I mean, that in a nutshell is what people like us are trying to do. Just
Empty.
open your eyes and look around.
Empty.
Okay, sorry to go off on that note a little bit then, but maybe, as I say, that's why the connection's there between John and myself with what went on in his time. We're experiencing a very, very similar situation right now. Maybe there's the connection in one place. I'd like to thank you for watching this. You know,
Empty.
It has been so illuminating, and there will be more to come from this, I think. I'm going to delve more into John and see what we can find, any writings, you know, anything like that, and see if we can find some more and maybe understand things. So from myself, Adam, South Guy Paranormal, from Rudy, and also
night.
Stella.
Thank you.
We've
Good
had a
night.
great night
Had a
tonight.
great night.
Oh, there we are.
And yeah, it's been great. Thanks again, and we'll see you on the next one. So take care of yourselves. Love and light to you all. God bless you all. See you again. Bye bye.